Perhaps you've seen it. Maybe in a dream. A murky, forgotten land.
Hey gang, Ozman here with some Dark Souls 2. Slash and Dash said he would like to see some Dark Souls from me, so I thought I'd do some PvE highlights. So I won't talk over any more of the introduction. I'll see you at the end of this lovely, gloomy cutscene.
A place where souls may mend your ailing mind. You will lose everything. Once branded. The symbol of the curse. An augur of darkness. Your past, your future, your very light. None will have meaning, and you won't even care. By then, you'll be something other than human. A thing that feeds on souls, a hollow. Long ago, in a walled-off land far to the north, a great king built a great kingdom. I believe they called it Drangleic. Perhaps you're familiar. No, how could you be? But one day, you will stand before its decrepit gate without really knowing why. Like a moth drawn to a flame. Your wings will burn in anguish. Time after time. For that is your fate. The fate of the cursed.
And here we are. Welcome, ladies and gents, to Things Betwixt. Things Betwixt is the tutorial area. That's where we do our character setup and where we learn some of the basics of the game. Now I'll tell you about how I'm going to run this series. I'm really only going to show highlights, For a couple of reasons. One, the episodes would be way too long. I don't want to do a full Let's Play. And also I don't want to do spoilers in case some of you guys want to play this game yourselves at some point. So I'll be giving commentary.
What seems to be the ruckus?
And what does seem to be the ruckus?
Your face.
My face?
The face of the curse. It's an undead. An undead has come to play. They all end up here. All the ones like you.
Well, I won't make you sit through all of the Firekeeper's speech. Needless to say, they give me a hard time. They're very pessimistic.
Finished. You'll go hollow.
But one must endure their endless prattle before one can reach the character creation screen. So I'll show you the character creation. Obviously this is high speed, the character creation is quite in depth. For this playthrough, I'm going to be running a strength build, a pure strength build. I just want to give that a try. And I also may show some New Game Plus footage at the same time. I'm also running a character through New Game Plus, which is the next level of difficulty. And that character is a male character, so I'm going to run this playthrough as a female character, so it's really obvious which one's which if I ever splice the two together. So if I'm going to have a big female strength character, let's make her a bit like Brienne of Tarth from Game of Thrones. You can see there's a lot of options here. I'm not playing with them all, just showing you a little bit of how it works, and to be honest, I don't think it makes that much difference, especially given you wear masks and helmets a lot of the time, but you could really go to town on this if you were so inclined. But let's finish playing with my character's nose and get back to the old ladies. A bit more abuse, a bit more metagame.
And trot along to the kingdom. But remember, hold on to your souls. They're all that keep you from going hollow. Oh, I'll fool you no longer. You'll lose your souls. All of them. Over and over again.
Never were truer words spoken, my dear. Thank you for your vote of confidence. Now let's get on to the actual tutorial world. Our first bonfire is lit. And our first hidden item is shown quite clearly. Sets the tone. The Things Betwixt is full of other hollows, and they're really just teaching you the basics of combat. You see this equipment I'm using, this fancy yellow sword and a spiky shield? I have access to those because I pre-ordered the game. Normally you would not have access to such shiny weapons. I think in the next episode I'll talk a bit more about the combat system in depth with some examples from opponents who aren't such pushovers, but Things Betwixt is teaching us basic techniques, various techniques, backstabs, dealing with archers. Now this is my second playthrough. I'm quite accomplished. If this is, perhaps, for a new player this would be a little bit more difficult than I'm making it look. Keep that in mind. So this drop attack comes in handy. And you'll notice that the tutorial world is populated by hollows who look like we looked when we first spawned in. It's as if the tutorial is populated, or Things Betwixt is populated with people who never finished the tutorial. A timely lesson. I've fast forwarded through this, but needless to say, we defeat all of the examples, and we will deal with those ogres in a future date. We also meet these two characters.
You! Yes, you! Give us Silky!
And they want things that are smooth and silky. What happens if we give them something that's smooth and silky?
Yeah! Silky smooth!
We get something in trade. Nice to know.
You! Give it smooth!
Now, for those of you who don't know me like Slash knows me, I didn't play Demon Souls or Dark Souls. Dark Souls 2 was my first entry into the series.
Silky smooth.
So I know some Dark Souls players who were a bit disappointed in Dark Souls 2, but I'm not biased by that.
Yes.
But when we leave Things Betwixt, we arrive in the sun in Majula. Majula's an important area. It's kind of home base. We have the main home fire. This is the most important bonfire in the game. We meet the most important NPC in the game. Let's listen to what she has to say.
Are you the next monarch? Or merely a pawn of fate? Bearer of the curse, I will remain by your side till this frail hope shatters. Take this with you. May it ease your journey. Go on and see the king. He who made Drangleic what it once was. He who peered at the essence of the soul. King Vendrick. Bearer of the curse, seek misery. For misery will lead you to greater, stronger souls. You will never meet the king with a soul so frail and pallid. Seek those whose names are unutterable. The four endowed with immense souls. Their souls will serve as beacons. Once you have found them, return here to me, so that hope will not fade away. Bearer of the curse, seek souls, larger, more powerful souls. Seek the king. That is the only way. Lest this land swallow you whole, as it has so many others.
And we will leave this first episode off here. The Emerald Herald has given us a good insight into what the overall mission of the game will be. We've had a good introduction, character creation, and so let's leave off here, and in the next episode I'll show you around Majula. We'll see what else we can learn from the denizens therein. Hope you enjoyed this, guys. Leave comments if there's things you want to know. Leave comments if there's anything you want to see. Let me know how you want this series to shape up. Leave a like if you like it. If you really don't want to see Dark Souls, leave a dislike. I really don't mind. Or actually, leave a comment. Let's not wound my poor ego. Take it easy, guys. Cheers.